Hi, my babies. I'm back again. Look at these beautiful black women and black men. It's from the book I Dream a World. Remember, I showed it to you one day? I think he's from Lebanon, and he thought the black woman was the most beautiful woman that he have ever seen. Today, just for fun, I was going through. You can search this yourself on hairstyles for black women from the 1900 to the present. And I'm going to tell you, there was really some styles. And the men, they had their styles too. Guys, you remember the conch? The conch was the process where you use that, I think in Malcolm X, you saw when the water went off. And he had that conch in his head, and even when he was in prison. So up to the present now, the new style for the men is to wear a bald head, and to the women, it's really anything goes. You know, from a pixie wig to adding clip-ins, or doing whatever you want to do. All the ladies now are using added-on hair if they want long hair. Personally, I never could stand long hair because I have it. I have it. And I have cut my hair like a big chop one time. And but I will admit, the men do prefer long hair, but your personality should be what really counts. I've been getting letters, and I got a letter from one lady that said she had this boyfriend who is very cheap, that he will not take her out for dinner or anything unless it meant that he was gonna, have some kind of sex in exchange. And I wrote her back and told her she really doesn't have a boyfriend, because when you're friends and you love someone and you want to be husband and wife, boyfriend, then what you should do is really try to spoil each other. You know, I don't think any women are for sale, and I don't think any men are for sale. You really should just respect each other. And I think you should be honest with each other. If you're a man and you just want sex and you don't want to buy the lady anything, or you don't want to do anything for her, then just tell her up front, hey, I want sex, and if you can't give me sex without me buying you something, then maybe that's the man for you. So you two can just go on and have a good time. But then there's some women who say, no, I'll cook you dinner, I'll be nice to you and everything like that, but it's going to have to be 100. I'm going to share you with my dating, although it's not been that long, because I got married at 27, I told you, and then again at 31. The problems that I'm listening to people have today, it wasn't a problem for me, because when I went on a date, I really did try to buy something that was inexpensive on the menu if we went to a nice restaurant. I don't know if any of you all remember the London House in Chicago and Mr. Kelly's. I really was taken to some of the really nicest places. And I traveled the world. But the only time I ever traveled with, I never traveled with a boyfriend. I traveled with my husband. But before I met my husband, I had been all over the world, and I taught him how to travel. And you don't have to be rich to travel. Now travel's a little hard with all this security and everything. But what you do is you just work. First of all, you can't have children. You know, it's so good to just be completely free in your 20s. And if you got children, I'm not telling you go throw them in the garbage now. That was just a mistake that you made. But, oh, maybe you wanted children. I don't know. But I knew I did not want kids in my 20s. I had decided I wanted to be a mother maybe when I was about 31 or 32. I wanted my 20s as the time to save money, to work, to travel, and to see the world. Like my daughter's doing. You know, she works in, well, she has fun, let's put it that way. She teaches English in Madrid, Spain. She just told me now, I talked to her today, and she says she's going to Italy, Rome, for about 3 or 4 days. Now, my daughter will be 33 on March the 17th. And I tried the same advice I'm giving you, I gave it to her when she was a little girl. That you got a lot of time to be a mother if you want to be a mother. It's wonderful being a wife if that's what you want to be. But remember, marriage has its ups and downs. So if you do get married, again, I told her, just like my father told me, try to make it 2 years before you have a child, just to test that marriage. And just think of all the money you save with both of you all working. Maybe you both could have 2 jobs and just bank that money and then go on trips anywhere you want to go. You can just go on your little trips, you know. So it's a wonderful life. Trust me, it is a wonderful life when you are free to just take off together. And then when you marry that special someone, I never lived with a guy. Someone asked me about that. Maybe some people can live with a guy, but it was a big no-no in my family. But some people do live with a person. I remember I had a girlfriend. She lived with this guy, and when they broke up, he moved out and left her and married a woman he had just met about a couple of weeks before. And she had spent 6 years living with him. Some people put even more time. I wasn't in a rush to get married. Like I say, I was 27, so you can tell I wasn't in a rush. But my husband wanted to get married, you know, so I just said, okay, I'll go on and do it. I hadn't seen too many happy marriages, so that's one reason why I really wasn't thinking about getting into it. I mean, I'd seen people fight and chase people out the house without clothes on. It was just ridiculous in the ghetto, you know. And it made a little girl like me think, oh, if this is what marriage is about, abuse, I don't want no part of this. So, I don't know. I just think that all women are beautiful, and no matter how many women you can do, I'm very proud of Condoleezza Rice, and not just people who are famous. We have so many beautiful brown-skinned American doctors, lawyers. We have some great women that work at McDonald's or Burger King. As long as you have a decent job, don't you ever make anyone make you feel bad because of what you do for an honest living. As long as you're satisfied with what you do, then do it to the best of your ability. Do not allow anyone to make you feel bad about your education or whatever. I know some people are so stuck up on their careers and their degrees, but we're all going to die. Don't care if you got a degree, don't care if you're young, don't care if you're old. My mother told me, if you want to extend your life, be kind to others, and above all, respect your elders. And that's something I did. I told you about losing face. They say when a person starts screaming and howling and threatening, that's called losing face, and people think that's a lunatic, and they just completely ignore it and just report it to the proper authorities. Give peace a chance. These are really some great pictures of the beautiful world we live in. And I've had girlfriends that are Hispanic, Asian, and everything. And I'll be honest with you, most people say they have the same problem with men. They think the men just take them for granted. And then the men who talked to me said that they think the women take them for granted. Men complained about housekeeping, but if you both live in the house, you both should help keep the house clean. Most people who have a housekeeping problem, normally sometimes drugs make you not care. I had a friend, her house used to be a hot mess because she was on drugs, and that's all they cared about was just doing drugs. But once she got off those drugs, she was just OCD, you call it. Man, you could eat off her floors. So I ain't naming no names here, but all I gotta say is this is no dress rehearsal, baby. This is our life. Do it the best you can. Love everybody. And everybody is beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. Happy birthday to Tommy's daughter. I heard she was 7 years old today. And happy birthday to everybody whose birthday is today. So that is wonderful. I remember when my daughter was 7, although it's a sad time because that's when my husband died of a heart attack. But I made it. We made it. We made it, Becky, didn't we? Yes. Okay. Grandma's just talking. Oh, I want to say something else to you, too. About these comments, I really prefer that you email me rather than inbox me because you know I have the cataracts and it's very difficult for me to see unless I'm on my big laptop, and I really don't like to use the big laptop. I like to use my small iPhone or my iPod because it's more convenient when I'm around the house doing things. I just put it in my pocket and I can listen to my stories, audible.com, or I can listen to my you know what I'm talking about, the podcasts from all over the world. And even when I go out, I can take it with me when I go to the nursing home or I go to the schools. I don't really go to the prison ministry. There's some people that we work and get money together, and we talk to the prisoners, and we talk to the young boys, too, to try to keep them out of prison. Tell them, you know, just don't do nothing stupid, you know, just try to stay out of prison because, you know, they're making money off of you in prison now. You know, that's good. They want you in prison. That's the new slavery, prison. Okay, Grandma just felt like venting and to tell you that the American women are the most beautiful women in the world, and you don't have to sell yourself to anybody. You can make it in this world. I made it with the help of my friends. It's nice to have a husband. I'm not going to tell you not to have one. I had 2 of them. Not at the same time. But just remember that. And remember the thing that brought you together. And whatever you do, don't ever talk negative about your ex-husband or your ex-wife. Because if you had a lot of children with that person, that says a lot about you if you want to talk about them. Just even if you want to, your wife was the worst wife in the world or your husband was the worst husband in the world, just keep it between you and God and just say, you know, my husband was a good man. Now maybe he would fight or something like that. Maybe he cheated. But if he cheated, you know, like I told you, Grandma, say a hard blank has no conscience. Okay. I don't like to go over 10 because people don't have that much time to listen. So